Who taught Africans about paternity test? Who taught Africans about DNA test? You see, the white man culture is actually a deliberate way of empowering a madman with cutlass, knowing fully well that he will go about inflicting injuries on people, and then by solving that problem they created, making profit. Because the white man is disadvantaged in natural resources, so he will always go around creating problems, and by using that his knowledge, solving those problems to make profit. Our ancestors taught us that the ownership of a child is not according to the man who poured sperm into the womb of a lady, but the one who pays bride price and take responsibility of that girl. So I came down to Enugu yesterday and I saw a young man almost beating his pregnant wife and sending the wife away. Now this woman is almost at least 7 months to 8 months pregnant. And then I approached the man and said, "My friend, come. You are my very good friend that I know for a long time. Why are you pushing your wife away now that she's conceiving her first child?" The young man told me, looked first to me and says, "This child I'm not the owner of this child. I'm not the person that's impregnated this lady." I got heartbroken. I said, "What do you mean that you're not the owner of the child?" See, you look, ownership of child in Africa is not done according to the person who poured sperm into a woman. The ownership of a child in Africa is done according to the man who paid whose bride price is resting on that lady at that particular moment and who he's taking responsibility for. The moment Africans' mental ability was changed or channeled into paternity or ownership by sperm, automatically our basic family unit has lost stability, because a woman is like a yam testlings. When you plant a yam and the testlings begin to come out, the first thing you do is that you go and find a bamboo and you begin to turn it inside that wound, because that testlings have no pathway. It will even destroy himself if you leave it by its own. So no matter what you did to a woman, most times a woman is naturally infidel in nature. And so if you have to justify ownership of a child according to the one who pays bride price, you will discover a man most times will die before his time comes. Because a woman have her own different ways. What you owe her is responsibility. At any point you discover that she is no longer aligning in your path, you have the free liberty to chase her away, but the child is still yours. It's in our culture. The person who is the owner of the child is the person whose bride price is resting upon that woman and taking responsibility. Today, a marriage system has been introduced that ownership of a child is according to sperm penetrating the woman's body. And on account of that, a man today is going to kill himself, shoot his wife, because he discovered that his 3 kids were born to him by another man. What stupidity is this? Who taught us this culture? It has put so many pregnant women under abuse. Sometimes the suspicion is not even true, but because the man has been under some mental deception that this child is not my own, the man goes on exhibiting so much cruel character on that woman. We must come to sense and reasoning. You can see that if a woman divorces her husband in African culture, the first thing they will tell you is go and return the bride price. Why? Because they know that if the bride price was not returned, any child the lady bore outside that marriage is still belonging to the man that paid the bride price. So bride price gave us ownership of child, not the sperm entering the woman's body. Who taught you this nonsense that you are almost going into depression, thinking things that have no root in the axis of life? Today, an average African man is going to spend 700,000 naira to do paternity test to verify whether a child of 15 years is actually your own. So if you freeze doing the DNA test and you discover it's not your own, what are you going to do? You are going to your whole 15 years of effort as a father will die. Look, the type of relationship existing between me and my father, there is nothing today that will make my father to say I'm not his son. He have taken responsibility of life upon myself. That's to an extent that he's now my father. And the responsibility, things I have done for him as a son, no other person can do it for him except his son. That technology of oneness, that bond, cannot be broken by any DNA test or any paternity test. This is our cultural heritage. There are many women in the African homes that we are caught on, another man we are caught sleeping with them. It will not make the man to go and say, now the woman has given birth, let me go and do paternity. It's not done anywhere. The child born under your roof is your child. The woman can go away, but the child is still yours. What you owe yourself is maximize peace. Our African cultural system of life is working in alignment with nature. But the white man culture is taking a man away from nature and teaching the man how to survive outside nature. And we don't fight against nature, we align with nature. And so today you can see the white man cultural system that we go and bring out a young guy of 30 years, 35 years, kept him busy with education and stupid things until 35 years, then you are preaching sexual morality to a young man of 30, 35 years. You are preaching abstinence to a young guy of 30, 35 years. You will know that you are trying to fight the guy against natural hormones already aroused in his body. As you are growing with your father in your lineage, you will discover that once you get to 25 years or thereabouts, the father comes and says, my dear, this is your wife, go and sleep with him. Go and sleep with her. Why? The man know that sexual hormones once aroused in your body can mesmerize you, because until a man ejaculates sperm, the man cannot come back to his senses. A man under the pressure to release sperm can promise anything to a woman. He can tell all his secret to this woman because he's under sexual hormones arousing. So a woman begins to control a man who is desperate to ejaculate. But once a man he come back to his senses. So why that hormone that we arouse in you to start making you to misbehave starts coming out, your father will say, this is your wife. Go and sleep with her. So that at least if you release, you can actually come with your clear eyes and senses to begin to manage your business, to begin to manage your family. You can now have dominion over woman, not woman controlling you. So today you keep an African child to 28 years, 35 years, and you are telling the young lady, abstinence, virginity. And when you finish that it's not working, the white man go and manufacture condom. They knew you cannot do it, so they begin to tell you, use condom. It is just a deliberate way of creating problem, taking people outside nature and teaching them how to survive with nature. But you don't take people outside nature, you make people to work in alignment with nature. So the ownership of child, according to African lineage, is not done according to the person who impregnated the woman. The child is owned according to who paid bride price for the child. So any child born under your familyhood is your child. No DNA test is needed to verify this. Otherwise, you destabilize your peace of mind for life. Most of you people watching me my video, you don't even know that African man has been meant to find all system of destabilizing his peace so that he cannot actually come to full reasoning. Because if we don't fight this marriage system and restructure the family, African will never experience stability, because the basic of stability starts from the unity of the family, because family is the basic unit of life. And so when a family is experiencing instability, a man cannot be clear. When a man is under the pressure to ejaculate sperm, he will go there to promise women, he will become a woman's slave. A woman will turn on him on any way. But when a man have 3, 4, 5 wives on home, automatically she can have sexual satisfaction. So his eyes can be clear to operate and work in the field of life where he's working on. He can be a man and therefore give order and rulership in the family. So you don't deny a man things that will make him. At the same way with a woman, these hormones are arrested with age limit. And so when it comes to ownership of a child, the child is owned not according to any paternity test, but according to the man whose bride price is functioning on the lady presently. Even if the lady run away from the husband's house and go and conceive outside, provided the bride price is still on the man, the baby is still there. The first thing that we do is to return the bride price. That bride price is what validates or invalidates child ownership. Today, an African man will go finish going for paternity test. He will branch where they are selling gun, buy gun, moving to go and meet his wife. The next time, Vanguard newspaper is already waiting. It's a business. They are not going to make profit from there. Vanguard newspaper will write it. Man is shot, kill himself, kill his wife after discovering his 4th child did not belong to him. The 4 children you spent 20 years of your life training did not belong to you. You are a madman. You are stupid. You are foolish. You've lost sense of reason. You have been made an animal because you don't have sense. Children is owned according to responsibility and your bride price functioning on a woman. Not any paternity or foolishness test or any foolish test. The technology of oneness, the bond existing between you and your kids is what matters most. Not who gave birth or not. Stop treating your pregnant wife rudely because you are under suspicion of infidelity. Your child is your child. Any child born under your roof is your own. Not owned according to who poured sperm into the baby.